know how it's litmus test, but it's kind of the business. And then you climb back up again if you're so lucky. But yeah, there are those who show up who kind of want to poke you a little bit and see where the seams are and see, are you for real? Are you, no, like you pass the litmus test of, okay, no, he's a cool guy. That's all right. I'll continue liking him. Or there's some people that show up and they have their partner with them and they go, I'm here because of her. And I just get the feeling that there's been an argument at home over me. So I'm trying to be real diplomatic about it, and otherwise there's just people who are really, for whatever their personal reasons are, they're really fulfilled or happy just to make your acquaintance, if only for a few moments. And I find that really gratifying and affirming. And sometimes there are those also who I can clock from across a convention room hall, who I can tell right away that he's on the spectrum. That there's somebody who needs a little more love, a little more time, because they're autistic or they have Asperger's.
Right.
And this is their world. This is where they belong. And no matter all of the noise surrounding the hysteria that goes into the whole celebrity bullshit, I always stop a train to have a moment with them, because my oldest son is autistic.
Right.
And I know how meaningful it is to their families and to them. And I'm sorry. It means a lot to feel like you can gratify someone just simply by showing up. It means a lot.
It seems like there is so many people who have autistic children. I mean, I speak to a lot of people about this, and it is probably one of life's most difficult things as a parent, because you worry your whole life, will my kid be able to be independent? What happens after I die? Will my kid be okay? I would think that
you feel like Charlie is what you feel like.
Right.
In a way, like, what's the plan here? Can I make good with this? What will the legacy be? I know, of course, what can we do other than give ourselves a break and muddle our way through it together and do what works until it doesn't work anymore, and then find something new. And yes, you will have to fight with school boards. And yes, there will be weird people that you meet along the way who have a completely different agenda compared to what the purpose of sending a kid to a special needs school is. And you're going to encounter a lot of really colorful people, and how you navigate that all comes down to how much you know that everything's going to be okay. I mean, it is.
But do you know that? Do you really know that? I mean,
you don't.
that
No,
to
of
me
course
is
you
the
don't.
pain.
You must believe in that, is what I want to say. You must believe that in spite of it, because when I found out that my kid has diagnosis at 22 months, 24 months, I should ask Afton again, I forget, but it was early on, and crestfallen to say the least. And the first reaction that I had was, I want to know how to fix this. What's the cure? What does this mean? And at that time, I didn't. I mean, you're just hit with a baseball bat in the back of the side of the head. You don't, what? This isn't the way it's supposed to turn out. And you blame yourself, and you think, oh, my genealogy, or I don't know, I smoked weed in college, or what, you start blaming yourself over the reasons why. And it's like trying to get a straight answer out of a fucking leprechaun. It's like, why does this happen? And the answer is, for reasons unknown. But why?
Right.
For reasons unknown. Well, give me an answer for reasons unknown. Because you know what? No one knows. We don't have to know. You just have to know that it is. And once you realize that.
We always look for reasons why, because it gives us control. In other words, you think if you can figure out the reason why your son got autism, then you have some control over the situation. And there's so many things in life I've learned now we have no control over. There's no answer. You don't have an answer.
And then you learn, has the most joy on board of anyone I know, and he happens to be related to me as my son. I want to know what he thinks is so gut-bustingly funny all day long, in a genuine way. He's cracking himself up, that he loves to go for a ride in the car. It doesn't matter where you're taking him, that he would sit on He would go on the big airplane and ride commuter flights between here and Philly all day if he could, just because those are the things that bring him joy. And
But the real, but we know that if, especially if you don't have money, that as joyous as it may be, the day in and day out care for a kid
Yes.
who has severe autism is incredibly difficult, and in a way, I mean, maybe this is too personal, but can that destroy your marriage as well? Having a kid who is special needs, does it put strain on the relationship? Do you blame each other? Is that what did in your marriage, in a sense, that it became very, very difficult to look at each other?
I paid more attention to my professional life than I did my personal one.
Right.
That was me. But with Griffin, it's all bets are off. Who cares what our problems are with each other? That doesn't matter. And
Right.
it's under a white flag, and we do anything and everything in support of this boy's needs and his brothers. And that's what I was able to commit to in the most meaningful way. And yes, it's going to be hard for people to find resources that are available to them to name the benefits that they've got coming that they may not even have known of, and you need advocacy to do that. But the help is there if you can seek it out, and that's the biggest challenge, is getting the system to work for you.
And when you say it was difficult with the dealing like with school and stuff like that, is it because other parents have wacky theories about
Some
autism? Yeah, and then it becomes difficult to get your kid help because
there's some folks who may have been outspoken, and you understand the reasons why. Again, you want to know how to fix it, but the sort of self-diagnosis and home remedy attitude about this isn't really helping everyone at once. I mean, everyone has good intentions, but in practice, it might not be that helpful. And you learn that as
like
as you
people
go
who
on.
suddenly become scientists and go, "Oh, it's the vaccine causes autism," or the
No, yes.
yeah, it's crazy, right? And it frustrates you.
It just makes me think that this isn't progress. I mean, once you just have to accept that it is what it is, that's really then you can take the pressure off of yourself to just deal with